Alright, I'm not doing a long episode for today, and that's for one big reason. I recorded a whole episode with a guest. Not just a guest, my girlfriend, Nish. I'm going to tag her in every way possible at the end of this. We had a great half hour. I learned a lot, actually, which I'm going to go over. But I just want to, it's going to be my first, which I've been thinking about from the inception of this podcast. I wanted to have these things called BK Quicks. Now I was going to have them like intermittent. I don't know how to use that properly. So I'm just going to stop doing that. I'm going to have those every once in a while where it's just quick little thoughts. But I'm going to mix those two for today because I want it to be an episode, yet the first BK Quick, which is good. But it was really nice to have her on it. Not only because I'm way funnier with a person than I am just by myself. She'll admit that. I'll admit that. And we had some great content in there. It was good. It's just practice for her because I'm definitely gonna have her on again. There's no way around that. It was really fun, and she's Puerto Rican, which you'll definitely be able to tell again because I'm gonna ask her more questions. But let's try to think. What were some of the things I asked, like what some of the daily things were like? And honestly, I was I knew what I was asking, but I didn't know because, like I said, Puerto Rico isn't Narnia. It's not like it's a different place in the world, but it's not a different place. Like, it's not an alternate reality. So it is different for everybody else. I asked her what it was like for the poor, what it was like for the wealthy. But one of the funny things, because she would tell me about things like the dogs in Puerto Rico are just wild. They absolutely not behavior, but like they're just everywhere. They're strays, and they just kind of do whatever. Like this wasn't in the recorded episode, but one time she told me that her father would feed this dog at work or something like that. I'm pretty sure it was work. And just like like clockwork, like just the same time, every day, just whatever, would feed this dog. And eventually he pulled up and he just opened the door and said, "Orale," and the dog just got in, and it was just like that. So we elaborated more on that, how you could just kind of have a dog and they're everywhere. And then eventually, which I didn't know about, I wish my computer, I hate technology so much, but it's actually my laptop. It's like, I think I'm going to start recording this on my laptop, which I know you guys don't care about, but I care about. And my laptop has never failed me except for this time, but it wasn't its fault. It's the Wi-Fi's fault. I'm watching the Wi-Fi do a dance right now, actually, on the box, and that's not good. The light should be 4 solid, 1 blinking, and it's 3 solid, 2 blinking. Not that big of a deal, but it's a big deal. And so there's actually, in Puerto Rico, there's a bunch of chickens running around, and with these chickens, they're people's chickens. It's not like, because what I was saying, it's like, and I'm going to reference a lot of stuff that like I know about already, you don't, because we had a podcast about it. But it's like these are actually people's chickens, and not like just ones that have grown up there, and they're not just roaming free. Like they just escaped from the coop or whatever. And eventually we got, which I thought was fascinating, that there's just chickens everywhere. And what I think we got eventually to the wealthy of Puerto Rico, because I want to know, like, do they just have like fancier pastelillos kind of stuff. I wish I would have said that earlier. I didn't, though. I didn't get a chance. I didn't think of that. But just like, what was it like to be a wealthy Puerto Rican? You know what I mean? And then I said, I have to go to the other end of the spectrum. What's it like to be homeless, just poor Puerto Rican? And when I said homeless, of course she said, well, they're homeless. Which, burn on me, right? Burn. Sizzling. But they, so they're homeless. Then I connected 1 to 2, A to B. You know what I mean? Wait a minute. I'm homeless, right? I'm a Puerto Rican. I'm homeless. The weather sucks. As she admitted, that's not me. She said it sucks for them because the weather's crazy. I mean, Puerto Rico is beautiful and all. Like, you can Google pictures, great landscapes and all that. But they have storms. You know about the fucking hurricane that just hit. Excuse me for my language. But it's just like, if I'm Puerto Rican and I'm homeless, and it's just me and my dog, my perro. It's me and mi perro. I'm grabbing a fucking chicken. We're getting rotisserie every night, dog. That's DAWG. Me and my partner, mi socio, we're getting chicken every night. I don't care. I'm gonna get ripped as fuck. I might just move to Puerto Rico just to be homeless. God damn. Doesn't matter. Next topic. Sort of. But then it got real deep. It went to, we were talking about multiple personality disorder, which I told the story of my grandmother's friend. She was a nun, okay? And I got her groceries a couple times. This is when I was younger, so I couldn't drive, obviously. So, like, I would go with my grandmother, R.I.P., who like, she was, what, I'm not going to get emotional about it, obviously, but, like, and if I was, I would tell you. But she was one of those people that was, like, just caring to no end. If someone, and I would tell her about people. If someone, like, even if they did her a little wrong, she didn't care about that. She was kind of just doing whatever. Oh, I just got a little comment, and I gotta see what this is. Oh, I'll respond to that afterwards. So, like, she had this other friend, which I didn't talk about in the podcast. She was, I almost want to just write this down so it's for later, but she was, oh yeah, you know what? I'm not going to go into this one because this is a good topic. This is another podcast. This is a full podcast, not the PK Quick that I'm going to put up tonight, which I'm going to count as a podcast because it's the first one, but it's a good introduction. Fair enough. This other friend who was the nun, she had a couple personalities. One was like a guy named Butch, very basic. Hey, I'm a nun. I was a nun. That other person, she's a nun. It's just me now. I'm Butch. And then there was a little kid. I never met the little kid. I never met any of the personalities. I only met this nun. I can't remember. I think it was Chris. I think her name was Chris. And we would get her groceries, like, the milk in a can kind of stuff. I forget what is that called? Whatever. It was that milk, and then, whatever nuns eat. So then we got into that, and then eventually it was this, she looked up what makes somebody have personality disorder, and it was mostly trauma, which is kind of what I thought about Chris, because she was a nun, so I figured anybody who was a nun must have had some kind of trauma to be that religious And then I figured, if you're going to, I don't know if this is right, but this is my theory. The reason somebody would be multiple personalities within one person would be to preserve their own image. It's like, well, I was hurt as myself, Britton, so I'll make a little kid or an old man or a woman that it's just a new image, and they weren't hurt, so I'll just be them. You know what I mean? So let's say, all right, my name's Nikki now. My name's Nikki. I have a perfect life. I have this. I have that. And I'm no longer Britton, right? See what I mean? So that's pretty much that. What else did we talk about? We got really deep on some stuff. I can't really remember it because it was kind of like it was very in the moment. It was very exciting to have her on the podcast, which I'm going to again. But for now, I think I'm just going to make this a short one. I just want to get out there. There's no song suggestions for this day. But what I think I'm going to have 2 BK Quicks. I'm going to say 1 to 3. How about that? 1 to 3. Have 2 podcasts a week. This is just going to be my intermittent. It was a crazy day. And I think I'm just going to leave it at that. So please, follow everything in the description. Subscribe to everything in the description. I really appreciate it. And I'm actually gonna ask her before I do it, but I'm gonna see if I can put some of her information, follow, all that kind of stuff, all that good shit. If not, it's whatever. If so, cool. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Tell your friends, tell your mother, tell your wife. And I'll see you guys soon. Yeah, soon. Peace.